स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीरामकृष्णायेति समर्पयामि। तेजोऽसि तेजोमयि देहि वीर्यमसि वीर्यं मयि देहि बलमसि बलं मयि देहि ओजोऽसि ओजो मयि देहि मन्युरसि मन्यं मयि देहि सहोऽसि सहो मयि देहि। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ। Let us spend few minutes in silence and meditation on the divine blissful form of Sri Ramakrishna. As you inhale and exhale, think of positive vibrations, peaceful vibrations, pure vibrations, strong vibrations, healthy vibrations entering into your body and mind. Think that all these vibrations are destroying the impurities, restlessness, weaknesses, diseases from the mind, from the body. Breathe out slowly and steadily with full concentration. The vibrations of peace, purity, strength, health, and positivity. हृदयकमलमध्ये राजितं निर्विकल्पं सदसदखिलभेदातीतं एकस्वरूपं प्रकृतिविकृतिशून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः. विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः. Let us meditate, let us worship the ever blissful divine form of Sri Ramakrishna within the lotus of our heart, Hridaya Kamala Madhye. Meditate on Sri Ramakrishna, who is beyond the 6 modifications from birth to death. He is always joyful, always blissful. Nityam Anandamurtim, Vimala Paramahamsam Ramakrishnam Bhajamaha. Tejomayam darshayasi swarupam koshantarastham paramartha tattvam samsparsha matrena nranam samadhim vidhaya sadhyo bhubi Ramakrishna. Who, inducing samadhi in aspirants, in the disciples, by his mere touch, samsparsha matrena, reveal to them the supreme truth by real nature as luminous consciousness in the innermost core of the 5 koshas. Tejomayam darshayasi swarupam, luminous consciousness in the heart, in the innermost core of the 5 koshas. Koshantarastham paramartha tattvam. That Supreme Spirit, O Ramakrishna, who is manifest on earth. Ragadishunyam tava saumya murtim drishtva punaschatra न जन्म भाजः स्थाने यदादाय विशुद्ध सत्वम इहावतीर्णो भुवि रामकृष्णः. Seeing thy gentle form, which is constituted of pure sattva and which is free from the contamination of passions and attachments, ragadi shunyam tava saumya murtim. Sthane yadadaya vishuddha sattvam. Man attains to that supreme state from which there is no return. Ihavatirno bhubi Ramakrishna. Thou hast for this purpose manifested thyself as Ramakrishna on earth. Mentally offer your salutations to the all-pervading blissful spirit in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Think of Mother Sharada in your own heart, who is Mahasaraswati, Mahalakshmi, Mahagauri, Offer your pranam, offer your salutations. Think of Swami Vivekananda. See the beautiful, inspiring form of Sri Ramakrishna, Mother and Swami Vivekananda in your heart. Hridaya Kamala Madhye. Offer your salutations again and again. Think of your Guru, if you have been blessed with the mantram, initiated in the Ramakrishna tradition. Offer your pranam to that Mahaguru. Think of all great teachers, all great saints in the whole world. Let us offer our salutations. Great teachers and saints whose teachings we all have inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mrutangamaya. Om shanti 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 harihi om. Let us chant the Sangastuti, Sangachadvam, Sambadadvam, little by little. I will chant, you repeat, all of you. Good to memorize and connect it with Ramakrishna Sangha. Sangachadvam, Sambadadvam, Sambho manamsi janatam deva bhagai yatha purve sanjanana upasate sangachadvam sambadadvam Sambho manamsi janatam deva bhagai yatha purve sanjanana upasate. May you move in harmony, speak in one voice, let your minds be in agreement, just as the ancient gods shared their portion of sacrifice. Samano mantraha samitis samani samanam manassaha chittamesha samanam mantra abhimantrayevaha samanena vo havisha juhomi. May our purpose be the same. May we all be of one mind in order for such unity to form. I offer a common prayer. Samaniva akutihi samana hridayanivaha samanamastu vo mano yathavassu sahasati. May our intentions and aspirations be alike, so that a common objective unifies us all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Namaste to all of you, and we shall entering into the third Sunday of this important subject called the Story of Ramakrishna Mission. Various aspects of our traditions, of our history, of our culture, and the place of Sri Ramakrishna and the movement called the Mission, started by Swami Vivekananda 125 years ago. I had mentioned last Sunday and previously also that all of you who are listening, participating, attending, as students, as devotees, as volunteers, as admirers, everybody has to keep that common objective in mind. Sangachadvam Samvadadvam. Common mission statement for all of us, the monks and the public, is Atmano Mokshartam Jagathitaya Cha. Never forget, never neglect. The ideal, the life routine, the activity should be based on Atmano Moksha Jagathita. Wherever you are, whoever you are. That should be imprinted in the subconscious mind. Otherwise, we will be going in our own way. There won't be any connection between our life and our participation. We put a wall and say, this is life, that is Ramakrishna Mat. Going 1 hour is enough there and I can do whatever I like. It doesn't work. Because on the day May 1st, 1897, when Swamiji started, he had told, in whose name we are sitting together and organizing this mission, our life should be molded. Kaya, Vacha, Manasa. As much as possible. So each one of us has a responsibility. Otherwise, it's just another building, another samstha, one among the many. So be little more serious, little more sincere. Not that tomorrow itself we become Buddhas and we become somebody. But let us move towards that ideal. Let us not search for a black cat in a dark room which is not there. We have to build our life based on the Trinity's teachings. So Sri Ramakrishna has come for that purpose. His own life, 12 years, 14 years of Vyakulata, that eagerness. Every day was a loss or a profit for Sri Ramakrishna, just as much as a businessman or a beggar is searching. But Sri Ramakrishna pushed off everything else and said, Ishwari Vastu. God alone is the real essence. To attain that, what you can do, do it. Your dharma, your karma, your papa, your punya, your nidra, everything should be directed like a compass. Then alone Ramakrishna Mission in this Indian continent and in the world will have value. So Ramakrishna Mat and Ramakrishna Mission, foundation is Sri Ramakrishna. Vivekananda made it formality. because of the rules and regulations called a trust, government rules, registration. But who is the genesis, who is the root? Sri Ramakrishna himself. The story starts with the call of Sri Ramakrishna on the terrace of the Kuti, Mathurnath Bishwa's bungalow in Dakshineshwar. So we have to go back to that place, mentally and emotionally, and see how he called all of us. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? My mouth is burning talking to worldly people. Come all ye who are hungry, who are thirsty. And that call, I keep telling, is Vedic call, Rishi's call. His new avatara in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. But that call was the Upanishad sages in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. What a call it is, what a call. Are we inspired by that great call of the sages in the forests of India? We are very busy with only ordinary politics, political identity, regional identity, linguistic identity, caste identity, samsara identity. What you can do for the nation if you are stuck up like a frog in the well? Are you not seeing the Brahmanda? Amayantu brahmacharina swaha. Don't forget that call. And what Sri Ramakrishna is telling, come all ye. Come, please come from all directions. See, the wonderful invitation given by the Paramatma, Parabrahma. And some eligibility they asked us. Pramayantu brahmacharina swaha, damayantu brahmacharina swaha, shamayantu brahmacharina swaha, yasho janesani swaha, vasishto drudishto balishtaha. Pramayantu pure, shamayantu mentally controlled, damayantu physically controlled. Please come and receive this knowledge. Swaha, swaha, swaha. This is our great tradition. So we have to be a little more serious. See, the call goes at that time. Sri Ramakrishna every day evenings is calling the people seeing in Kolkata. And they started coming. Mother sent them. That is the mission which started. So Sri Ramakrishna's life, and then what happens when these disciples come? Their training starts. Slowly, day by day, Sundays, holidays, festival days, story starts. And the whole thing shifts, the Leela. The scene shifts from Dakshineshwar to Kashipur, the last days of Sri Ramakrishna. How these young people sacrificed their life, personal comfort, day and night staying with the master, by rotation. Some going home, some coming, some permanently staying there. This is what you see their photos all around in the temples and other places. They are not just ordinary monks sitting there. Each is a Brahmanda. Each can twist the whole world into their methodology, but they did not do. They came for Sangachadvam Samvatatvam. How they served Sri Ramakrishna. And there the organization in a formal way was blessed by Sri Ramakrishna. When Swami Advaitananda himself brought some clothes, some Geruva clothes, some Japamala, and thought he will give to somebody in Haridwar or in Kashi, Sri Ramakrishna corrected him. Why go to Benares, Kashi or Haridwar? Here are the disciples, your own brothers. So pure, so wonderful, give it to them. And Sri Ramakrishna himself offered. 12 disciples received the Geruva. So we have to have that full consciousness about what happened, why it happened. What is this Ramakrishna Mutt in Hyderabad or in Delhi or America or Europe or in Andhra or in Tamil Nadu? What is that? Be very, very serious, do some research in this. It's not just this 1 hour that will help. It is a full involvement of your Tana, Mana, Dhana. It is not a simply coming class and going. Before I continue further, a serious, very interesting points are coming. Those who want to go, please go now itself. In between, elte kashtam avutundi naku. Because we are going 125 years back. You are not able to sit 5 minutes. This is our national development, you see. Anybody interested to go, you can go now, have bus is waiting. Kuchovalante kuchovali, 6:45. Brahmanda yagna is going on. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ekkadiki vastaru, ekkadiki veltaru, malla intiki ade samsaram, ade rogam, ade traffic. Kuchondi ikkada. What is your problem? Somebody waiting, ask him to come and sit here. I'll give you laddu. That should be your not going away. When we are talking about Sri Ramakrishna who sacrificed his life and the last days, Sri Ramakrishna was crying in that he is not able to talk because devotees are coming. He is having cancer. And one particular incident I will tell. Vivekananda was in that high spiritual mood. What happened to him, nobody knows. We can't tell by our words. Was fired up with that realization. He ran away to Dakshineshwar. Night times he used to run away to Dakshineshwar and sit and beat his head in the place where Sri Ramakrishna did Ghora Tapas, Panchavati. Morning only used to come. Whole night Vivekananda used to meditate. Narendra was burning with that realization. He said, off with this body. People thought thousands of years ago only Bhagavan Buddha did that meditation. Now modern times in the 19th century, Calcutta boy is doing that. In the very place he used to sit, where Sri Ramakrishna did tapas in Panchavati in the dark forests of Dakshineshwar. And with that mood this man comes, young boy, was hardly 21. And what happens is Sri Ramakrishna has vomited. He had a small basin by the side of his bed where blood, pus, all that kapham. I'll tell you, please keep your heart strongly with yourself. One of the most powerful incidents in Vivekananda's life. And one day, as I said, he has gone into that high frequency. You cannot measure it by our limited mind, by reading one book in English or Telugu or Hindi. This man, Narendra, falls at the feet of his Guru, tears in his eyes rolling. He wanted to break the shackles. And what did he see? Sri Ramakrishna is blessing him, but not satisfied. Narendra is not satisfied, he wants much more. And that he takes that bowl, it is kept in the hospitals and near the sick people, which is full of that bacteria and that bad, what in our language which is bad. Not in that Vivekananda's mood. Like Shiva, what does he take? He takes the whole bowl of that sputum and drinks. Narendra drinks it. Says, this will give me moksha. That is Vivekananda. Not that what we see in simply misunderstanding and misquoting him, making him a political goal, political logo. No. We are doing great sin if we are misusing Swami Vivekananda's teachings. Anybody. Look at the person. Can you imagine that? Can you think maybe of this incident? This is Narendra, his love for his master. Na bhuto na bhavishyati. Romancham avutundi meeku kathalu genesis of Ramakrishna Math. What you see today, the buildings and the activities, is that all Ramakrishna Math? What is the undercurrent? What is the Shakti in these centers? Shri Ramakrishna Shakti, Ma Sharada ka Prarthan, Swami Vivekananda's sacrifice. And we are not able to sit 5 minutes. Give your life like the soldiers in the army. What will happen to Hyderabad? Nothing will happen. That is the power. That in the center of the twin cities. This is Vivekananda's vision. Swami Ranganathan used to tell us, I was in Secunderabad and I felt a vision of Swamiji. People should not spend more time in transport. They should be able to come to a center and get some peace, get some joy, get some strength, and let them do seva to the nation. That was why this center came in the heart of the twin cities. Where you find like this? At that time this was a sewage. It was all kachada underground. From Nawab time, Nizam time, underground kachada is there. There were all slums here. I have seen it. Here itself was the end. Nobody used to go cross this road. Now you see what master strokes these people have done it for the welfare of all of you. And we are not able to stay, not able to come, not able to participate. But here Vivekananda drinking the blood and pus and phlegm of his master Sri Ramakrishna. Unbelievable. కడుపు తిప్పుతుంది ఈ కథలు వింటుంటే చదువుతూ ఉంటే. తెలియదు, మనకు అజ్ఞానంలో ఉండిపోయాం. వీఆర్ స్టక్ అప్ ఇన్ అవర్ సెల్ఫిష్నెస్ అండ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఈగో. వెరీ సాడ్. And then we have this from Kashipur, after Sri Ramakrishna's Mahasamadhi, 1886, August 16th. Who will take care of these people? As long as Sri Ramakrishna was there, everything was fine. Fruits used to come, prasadam used to come, and suddenly nobody is there. Their leader is gone, their father has gone. And finally, Narendra has to take up this responsibility. And Sri Ramakrishna told Narendra, take care of these boys. He is burning here with the passion for God realization. But Sri Ramakrishna put a responsibility, a cap on the beloved disciple called Narendra, take care of these boys. That is how the Ramakrishna Mission starts in Kashipur. Then we have this wonderful stories in the Baranagar monastery in Kolkata, 1886 onwards. Sri Ramakrishna passed away, and some of these disciples are like Latu only stayed there. Buddha Gopal, Swami Advaitananda stayed there. Narendra had to go back home, occasionally come, because he is another suffering there for Narendra. His own uncle, his own cousins had put false cases on his family and took away the ancestral home. And it took 140 years for the ancestral home to come back to Ramakrishna Mission. There also sacrifice of the monks. Some were beaten by the gundas in Kolkata. Baranagar monastery story. Na bhuto na bhavishyati again. For nearly 6 years, they stayed in that haunted house, Bhuta Bangla. Swami Vivekananda says, even the ghosts will be afraid to stay there, because we are greater ghosts. We threatened at the world. Parents came, fathers came, mothers came, to take away these boys, and they said, this fellow has spoiled the mind of our young children. But they stood like rocks. So that monastery, the traditions, please understand. Among the master's disciples, Tarak, Swami Shivananda, Latu, Swami Adbhutananda, Elder Gopal, Swami Advaitananda. They had already cut off from their family relations, so they were full-time members. And they were in need of a shelter. And what happened? That Astikalu, that relics of Sri Ramakrishna, which was all put in a big jar called Atma Ramer Kauta. These householder disciples, they said, this should be buried and worshipped, that's all. We will not give it to you. But cleverly, Swami Ramakrishnananda, Shashi Maharaj, and Vivekananda, Narendra, all these 4 or 5 had a secret meeting in the midnight, and without the knowledge of Ramachandra Dutta, Surendranath Mitra and others, they took away a little portion from that box and made another box. And that original box was buried in Kankurgachi, which was the ashrama of Ramachandra Datta. Kankurgachi becomes a sacred tirtha of Ramakrishna Mission. And the other box was kept by Swami Ramakrishnananda carefully, worshipped in Baranagar monastery for 6 years. For Ramakrishnananda, that box, Sri Ramakrishna himself, Sri Ramakrishna is living there. His bone, his hair, his nails, the dust of his ash, of his body, is all preserved in Belur Math now. So the master had asked Narendra to see to it that they should not become householders. Naren vividly remembered the master's words, take care of the boys. So he took up the responsibility. They longed for the company of the young disciples who had totally dedicated their life to the realization of God. But who would bear the expenses? 11 rupees at that time was very big amount for the house. And then when they were struggling for 11 rupees monthly rent, other side of the story shifts. Story shifts to Holy Mother Sharada Devi, who was on a pilgrimage. She saw the Buddhist monks having so much of luxury, so much of food, so many clothes. Mother's heart could not bear the pain of her disciples. She herself was in difficulty. And she cried. Mother prayed in her own words. We should not forget that in between this, mother was doing all that guidance and support and blessings. What did she say? Her love and sympathy for their ideal stood them in good stead. In her own words, how much I wept, how often I prayed to the Master. O Master, O Lord, you came down to earth, had fun with a few companions, and then departed in a happy mood. Was that the end of everything? I fervently pray to you that those who give up the world in your name may not lack simple food and clothes. Let them live together with you and your teachings as their center. Those who are afflicted with the sorrows of the world will come to them and obtain peace by listening to your teachings. Mother Sharada's prayer in Bodh Gaya to Sri Ramakrishna, that is what you are seeing today. We are having this big hall. Lakshmi has prayed to Narayana. Saraswati has prayed to Brahma. Parvati has taken care. That prayer is what is working today. She asked for simple food and simple clothes, and we get so much. Mother has done this. She is another Mahashakti, the instrument for the continuing of this organization called Ramakrishna Mission. And when we go back to Baranagar Mutt, that is also very, very inspiring. One complete chapter in a book called Life of Vivekananda by Eastern and Western Disciples, the Baranagar Days. Please read if you have that book in your house. Details has been given. So the householders some were happy, some were not happy. Some said, you go back home, go and take care of your parents, marry and become householders. But some special teachings were given to Narendra. So he was communicating this only to these young disciples. They will not understand. The householders will not understand. That is, whatever you see in the Ramakrishna Mission, special instructions given by Sri Ramakrishna on other days. Not when the public were there, not when the bhaktas were there. Narendra got special instruction. That is where he himself said to Swami Yogananda, do you think I am doing something which the master has not wanted? Which our Lord not wanted? Whatever I am doing is his call. He has given me some special instruction, special advice. They had to keep their mouth quiet. Then no more argument. So you see, house was rented at Baranagar, midway between Kolkata and Dakshineshwar, 19th October 1886. So where are we now? From Dakshineshwar to Kashipur. After Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, to Baranagar Monastery, Baranagar Mutt. The dilapidated house photographs are there in the books. Haunted house, almost on the verge of being collapsed. But these 10 or 11 disciples stayed there. Stood the ground, Ramakrishna Mutt, Ramakrishna Sangha Prarambham. The foundation is there. So the Baranagar Monastery or the Baranagar Ramakrishna Mutt, the new monastery was called because the first headquarters of the monks of the Ramakrishna order. There was a center, there was a small 2-3 rooms, that measurements and room description is given in the biography. I am just condensing the story, I can't go into details on Sunday class. So in the center of the hall, Sri Ramakrishna's room, relics were kept, his photograph was kept. And if Narendra is living today, or lived for the next 20 years, less than 20, if all these direct disciples continue till 1938, it is because of one of the direct disciples called Swami Ramakrishna Ananda, Shashi Maharaj. More than Swami Vivekananda's love to Sri Ramakrishna, Shashi Maharaj's love is much more higher, said Vivekananda. When they took the sannyasa formally in 1887, Swami Vivekananda thought, I will take the name of Swami Ramakrishna Ananda. But he had the deep intuition and said, what am I? I argued with my master, I fought with my master, I did not accept my master. But here is Shashi, much more loving, much more devoted, much more involved with Sri Ramakrishna. So he said, Brother Shashi, your name will be Swami Ramakrishna Ananda. You are so dear to the Lord. And this Shashi literally, more than anybody else, like a mother in Baranagar Monastery, he did not even go outside a monastery till 1897. He never went out because every minute it was the seva of Sri Ramakrishna. He literally saw Sri Ramakrishna living there, fanning him, feeding him, dressing him, and at the same time taking of these 12 disciples, morning getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, taking bath in the Ganga, and with a kaupina, with a loin cloth, sitting in meditation till 4 o'clock in the evening. Shashi Maharaj had to beg somehow from his neighbors for some rice. Swami Vivekananda says, if there was rice, there was no salt. If there was salt and rice, there was no ghee. Somewhere that wild, some akura, some greens were growing, they used to have it. That is the origin of Ramakrishna Sangha. 16 people lived, again young disciples inspired by Swami Vivekananda, and seeing that monastery is burning renunciation and love of the Lord, many young people joined. And according to the Bharanagar monastery's research, 16 people were staying at that time and they had only one dhoti. So poor. Nobody helping, criticizing, telling them they are thieves, they are jobless, they are unemployed, waste fellows. But threatening by the householders, by the parents. One dhoti for 16 people, which was kept on a hanger outside. Anybody had to go into Calcutta to purchase something, they had to wear that cloth and go. Come back, wash it and keep it there so that another brother disciple will use it. That is what you are seeing, sir. Bhaktul Artham Jeskoridi. Dive deep into the genesis of the Bharanagar Math, you will understand. What renunciation. They were dancing in joy at that time. The building was shaking. That's why Swami says, ghosts also will run away. Our renunciation was much powerful than the ghosts. Morning till night, meditating. At any cost they want to. They said, let us give up our body also if we don't get regard realization. Swami Ramakrishnanda got some potato one day. He got some rice. He got some uppu, salt. He mixed it. Boiled rice, boiled potato, little salt. Made some 16 balls of rice potato. Waiting till 2 o'clock. This calling them, come and eat, like a mother calling. But they were so engrossed in that dhyana, in that tapas, they did not listen to him. They could not hear his call. And what did he do? Swami Ramakrishnanda brought those balls of rice, shaking them from their meditation. And if they open by chance, open their mouth by force, and push this ball of rice into their mouth, and they used to meditate again. Swami Vivekananda says, if Shashi was not there, we do not know whether we would have lived or not. Nana, evarna vaste babu akkade కూర్చోబెట్టు క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన ముందు వస్తే నేను నేర్చుకోవాలి. So that is the way, the Bharanagar Math days, the foundation, the genesis of the Ramakrishna Math and Mission. And what did they get? Nindana, criticism, scoldings, insults. They said, in the name of our master, let us accept everything. Narendra devoted himself heart and soul to the training of his brother disciples. He spent daytime at home supervising a lawsuit and looking after certain other family affairs. During the evenings and nights, he was always with his brothers at the monastery, exhorting them to practice spiritual disciplines. His presence always was a source of unfailing delight and inspiration to all of them. In the evening, Shashi Maharaj is doing Arati. Whatever we are seeing, Arati is the mind and the design of Swami Ramakrishnananda. How to do Arati, how to sing, how to surrender. That time Khandana Bhavabandhana was not there. Since Shiva was the ideal of the sannyasins, Shiva Stotram, Jaya Shiva Omkara, Bhaja Shiva Omkara, Hara Hara Mahadeva. Swami Ramakrishnananda used to sing. He used to wave the chamara. And when he is singing, it seems he is dancing from one side of the hall to the other side. He is waving himself. So much emotion, huge body, big man he was, tall, hefty. And all these people are singing, Shiva Stotram. The same Arati is sung in Kashi Vishwanatha temple every day in the evening. Hara Hara Shankara, Shiva Shiva Shankara. That was practiced here in the evenings. And then again whole night tapas, whole night meditation. And when it was becoming too serious, too tight, too heavy atmosphere, Vivekananda used to cut jokes. He used to tell some humorous stories and make them entertain, laugh with them, relax them. That is how he inspired all of them to be together. At the invitation of seeing their difficulties, Baburam Maharaj, later Swami Premananda, his mother felt compassion to these disciples and invited them to come to her house in Anantapur. Their beautiful center of the Ramakrishna Mission is there now. Under a tree, these people are sitting and the mother of Baburam Maharaj is feeding them, cooking for them. But there also the fire of renunciation was so powerful. At a high frequency, Swami Vivekananda was telling the renunciation. Tyage naike amritatva manashuhu. Glorifying. And they did the Dhuni fire. They lighted up the Dhuni fire of the monks. And that night becomes 24 December, Christmas Eve, 1886. They did not know it. They were filled with the fervor of renunciation and service. Morning they realized. The whole night Swamiji is telling about the renunciation of Christ and how we have to mold our life on the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. So, from there they come back to Baranagar again and start their life. Much more very interesting incidents. How this Baranagar monastery, later Swamiji is wandering in the country, because as a sannyasi he felt he has to understand the glory of India, the radiant India which I referred in the first class. The glorious India of the sages and the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita and the Vedavyasa, Shankaras. All these 4 or 5 brother disciples slowly went away as wandering monks. The next chapter starts in the book called The Wandering Days of Vivekananda. That was a turning point. For nearly 4 years they lost contact. Finally they came to know only 1893. When the papers flashed the picture of Vivekananda in the newspapers, then they came to know it is their beloved Naren who has conquered the world. That's another chapter in the Ramakrishna Mission story, which we shall take it up in next Sunday. Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. So please study the life and other details of this. 1 week time will be there, only Sunday class, so that you will get connected with the story and the genesis of the Ramakrishna Math, and your life should be molded on those teachings and participate in the other celebrations, other events, so that Ramakrishna's mission, Ramakrishna apostrophe S, one senior Swamiji corrected me, it is not Ramakrishna mission, it is Ramakrishna's mission. Through Swami Vivekananda and brother disciples. And today we are trying to work it out in our own way, simple way. But the participation and this one is very, very important. Whether through literature or whether through your life or whether through your dharma, seva yoga, we have to continue. So be very serious about it, study and build up your life based on these teachings. Okay? May God bless you.
प्रभु मन वचनैकाधार ज्योतिर्ज्योतिवोज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर ज्योतिर्ज्योतिवोज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर तुम्ही तम भंजनहार प्रभु तुम्ही तम भंजनहार नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्य मनातीत नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्य मनातीत मन वचनैकाधार प्रभु मन वचनैकाधार ज्योतिर्ज्योतिवोज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर ज्योतिर्ज्योतिवोज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर तुम्ही तम भंजनहार प्रभु तुम्ही तम भंजनहार रंग रंग भंग बाजे रंग संग मृदंग लंग रंग भंग बाजे अंग संग मृदंग गायच छंद भक्त वृंद आरती तोमार गायच छंद भक्त वृंद आरती तोमार जय जय आरती तोमार हर हर आरती तोमार शिव शिव आरती तोमार
त्वमचलो गुणजित् गुणेभ्यः नक्तं दिवं सकरुणं तव पादपद्मं मोहङ्कषं बहुकृतं न भजे यतोऽहं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो भक्तिर्भगाश्च भजनं भवभेद कारे मर्त्यामृतं तव पदं मरणोर्मे नाशं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो कृत्यं करोति कलुषं कुहकान्तकारे स्नान्तं शिवं सुविमलं तव नाम नाथ यस्मादहं त्वशरणो जगदेकगम्या तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्म स्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। सर्वमङ्गल माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। सृष्टि स्थितिविनाशानां शक्ति भूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। शरणा
ते जय नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते जय नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते जय नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते। प्रकृतिं परमाम् अभयं वरदां नररूपधरां जनतापहरां शरणागतसेवकतोषकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां गुणहीनसुतान् अपराधयुतान् कृपयाद्य समुद्धर मोहगतान् तरणीं भवसागरपारकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां विषयं कुसुमं परिहृत्य सदा चरणाम्बुरुहामृतशान्तिसुधां पिब भृङ्गमनो भवरोगहरां प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च चरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते लज्जापटावृते नित्यं शारदे ज्ञानदायिके पापेभ्यो नः सदा रक्ष कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते रामकृष्णगतप्राणां तन्नाम श्रवणप्रिया तद्भावरञ्जिताकारां प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः पवित्रं चरितं यस्याः पवित्रं जीवनं तथा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः। देवीं प्रसन्नां प्रणतातिहन्त्रीं योगेन्द्रपूज्यां युगधर्मपात्रीं तां शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदात्रीं दयास्वरूपां प्रणमामि नित्यं स्नेहेन बध्नासि मानोस्मदीयं दोषानशेषान् सगुणीकरोषि आहेतुनानो दयसे सदोषान् स्वाङ्के गृहीत्वा यदिदं विचित्रं प्रसीद मातर्विनयेन याचे नित्यं भवस्नेहवते सुतेषु प्रेमैकबिन्दुं चिरदग्धचित्रे विषिञ्च चित्तं गुरुना सुशान्तं जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः।
పేజ్ 11. गणनाथा गणनाथा विघ्नविनाशक गणनाथा
गणनाथा गणनाथा विघ्नविनाशक गणनाथा
गणनाथा गणनाथा विघ्नविनाशक गणनाथा
गणनाथा गणनाथा विघ्नविनाशक गणनाथा
गणनाथा गणनाथा
गणनाथा गणनाथा
भक्तपार वरदायका
भक्तपार वरदायका
भक्तपार वरदायका
भक्तपार वरदायका
शरणाश्रय भवतारका
शरणाश्रय
भवतारका सिद्धिविनायका चन्दन तिलका सिद्धिविनायका चन्दन तिलका सिद्धिविनायका चन्दन तिलका सिद्धिविनायका चन्दन तिलका शरणं शरणं भक्तरक्षक शरणं शरणं भक्तरक्षक शरणं शरणं भक्तरक्षक शरणं शरणं भक्तरक्षक गणनाथा विनायका चंदन तिलका सिद्धि विनायका चंदन तिलका सिद्धि विनायका चंदन तिलका सिद्धि विनायका चंदन तिलका शरणौ शरणौ भक्त रक्षका शरणौ शरणौ भक्त रक्षका शरणौ शरणौ भक्त रक्षका शरणौ शरणौ भक्त रक्षका गणनाथा 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 పేజ్ 39 भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुख हारे कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुख हारे कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुख हारे कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुख हारे कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी विश्वनाथ तुम काशी विहारी विश्वनाथ तुम काशी विहारी विश्वनाथ तुम काशी विहारी विश्वनाथ तुम काशी विहारी मुक्त खंड में जीवोद्धारी विश्वनाथ तुम काशी विहारी मुक्त खंड में जीवोद्धारी मंथन विष तुम प्राशनकारी मंथन विष तुम प्राशनकारी सुरगणों का संकट हरि मंथन विष तुम प्राशनकारी सुरगणों का संकट हरि भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुख हारी कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी भोलेनाथ
सुर नर दुख हारी कौन
कहे तुम विनाशकारी योगिराज तुम विभूति धारी योगिराज योगिराज तुम विभूति धारी, योगिराज तुम विभूति धारी, योगिराज तुम विभूति धारी, योग विघ्न से साधक तारी,
योगिराज तुम विभूति धारी, योग विघ्न से साधक तारी,
कपाल मोचन भव भयहारी,
कपाल मोचन भव भयहारी,
त्रिशूलाघात से यमदूत मारी,
कपाल मोचन भव भयहारी,
त्रिशूलाघात से
यमदूत मारी,
भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुखहारी, कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी,
भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुखहारी, कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी,
भक्ति प्रेम के सदा भिखारी,
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 भूतनाथ तुम करुणाकारी,
भक्ति प्रेम के सदा भिखारी, भूतनाथ तुम करुणाकारी,
पार्वती प्रिय तुम गंगाधारी,
पार्वती प्रिय तुम गंगाधारी,
आया मैं प्रभु शरण में तेरी,
पार्वती प्रिय तुम गंगाधारी, आया मैं प्रभु शरण में तेरी,
भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुखहारी, कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी,
भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुखहारी, कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी,
भोलेनाथ सुर नर दुखहारी, कौन कहे तुम विनाशकारी। పేజ్ 128 128 రామ కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ రామ
కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
రామ కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
రామ కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
రామ కోదండ రామ రామ పట్టాభిరామ
రామ కోదండ
సీతాపతి రామా నీవే గతి రామా
సీతాపతి రామా నీవే గతి
రామా సీతాపతి రామా నీవే గతి
రామా సీతాపతి రామా నీవే గతి
రామా నీకు మ్రోకితి రామా నీ చేజికితి రామా నీకు మ్రోకితి
రామా నీ చేజికితి
రామా నీకెవరు జోడు రామా క్రీగంట జోడు రామా
నీకెవరు జోడు రామా క్రీగంట జోడు
రామా నీకెవరు జోడు రామా క్రీగంట జోడు రామా
నీకెవరు జోడు రామా క్రీగంట జోడు
రామా నీకెవరు జోడు రామా క్రీగంట జోడు
రామా నీకెవరు జోడు రామా క్రీగంట జోడు
రామా నేను నీవాడు రామా నాతో మాట్లాడు
రామా నేను నీవాడు రామా నాతో మాట్లాడు
రామా నీదొక్క మాట రామా నాకొక్క మూట
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 రామా నీ పాటే పాట రామా నీ బాటే బాట రామా నీ పాటే పాట
రామా నీ బాటే బాట
రామా రామాన్యమే మేలు రామా చింతనే జాలు రామా
రామమే మేలు రామా చింతనే చాలు
రామా నామమే మేలు రామా చింతనే జాలు
రామా నామమే మేలు రామా చింతనే చాలు
రామా నీ నామమే మేలు రామా నీ చింతనే జాలు
రామా నీ నామమే మేలు రామా నీ చింతనే చాలు
రామా నీవు నన్నేలు రామా రాయడే చాలు
రామా నీవు నన్నేలు రామా రాయడే చాలు
రామా నేనెంతైనాను రామా వేరించలేను
రామా నేనెంతైనాను రామా వేరించలేను
రామా నేనెంతైనాను రామా వేరించలేను
రామా నేనెంతైనాను రామా వేరించలేను
రామా ఎన్నడైనను రామా బాయగలేను
రామా ఎన్నడైనను రామా బాయగలేను
రామా విరాజిత రాజా రామా ముఖజిత రాజా
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 రామా భక్త సమాజ రక్షిత త్యాగరాజ
రామా భక్త సమాజ రక్షిత త్యాగరాజ
రామా కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ రామ
రామా కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
రామ కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
రామ కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
రామ కోదండ రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
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 రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు నీ చింతనే చాలు నీ నామమే మేలు
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 రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
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 రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు నీ చింతనే చాలు నీ నామమే మేలు
నీ చింతనే చాలు నీ నామమే మేలు
నీ నామమే లేలు నీ చింతనే చాలు
నీ నామమే మేలు నీ చింతనే చాలు
రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
రామ నామమే మేలు
రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
రామ నామమే మేలు
రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు రామ
నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
రామ నామమే మేలు రామ చింతనే చాలు
రామ నీవు నన్నేలు రామ రాయడే చాలు రామ నీవు
నన్నేలు రామ రాయడే చాలు
రామ కోదండ రామ రామ కళ్యాణ రామ
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 মহাকালের কোলে এসে গৌরী হল মহাকালের কোলে এসে
গৌরী হল
মহাকালের কোলে এসে শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে
শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে
শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে
শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে
ম্লান হলো মার রূপের ডালে
শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে ম্লান হলো মার রূপের ডালে
মহাকালে কোলে এসে গৌরী হল মহাকালের কোলে এসে তব মায়ের রূপ কে হারা
তব মায়ের রূপ কে হারায়
তব মায়ের রূপ কে হারায় তব
মায়ের রূপ কে
হারায় সে যে ছড়িয়ে আছে চন্দ্র তারায় তব
মায়ের রূপ কে
হারায় সে
হারায়
যে ছড়িয়ে আছে চন্দ্র তারায় মায়ের রূপের আরতি হয়
মায়ের রূপের আরতি হয়
মায়ের রূপের আরতি হয়
মায়ের রূপের আরতি হয়
নিত্য সূর্য প্রদীপ জ্বালের মায়ের রূপের আরতি হয়
নিত্য সূর্য প্রদীপ
জ্বালের মহাকালের কোলে এসে গৌরী হল মহাকালের কোলে এসে উমা হল ভৈরবী হায়
উমা হলো ভৈরবী হায়
উমা হল ভৈরবী হায়
উমা হলো ভৈরবী হায়
বরণ করে ভৈরবে
উমা হলো ভৈরবী হায়
বরণ করে ভৈরবের শিবের শিরে জাহ্নবীরে শিবের শিরে জাহ্নবীরে শিবের শিরে জাহ্নবীরে শিবের
শিরে জাহ্নবী
শ্মশানে মশানে ফেরে শিবের শিরে জাহ্নবীরে শ্মশানে মশানে ফেরে অন্ন দিতে ত্রিজগতে
অন্ন দিতে
ত্রিজগতে অন্ন দিতে ত্রিজগতে অন্নদামোর বেড়ায় পথে অন্ন দিতে ত্রিজগতে
অন্নদামোর বেড়ায় পথে
ভিক্ষু শিবের অনুরাগে
ভিক্ষু শিবের অনুরাগে
ভিক্ষু শিবের অনুরাগে
ভিক্ষু শিবের अनुरागे भिक्षा मांगे राजदुलालेर्भिक्षुषीवेर अनुरागे भिक्षा मांगे राजदुलालेर्महाकाले कोलेशे गौरी हो महाकालेर महाकालेर कोलेशे गौरी हो महाकाली श्मशान चेतार भस्म मेके শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে ম্লান হলো মার রূপের ডালের শ্মশান চিতার ভস্ম মেঘে ম্লান হলো মার রূপের ডালের মহাকালের কোলে এসে গৌরী হলো মহাকালের মহাকালের কোলে এসে গৌরী হলো মহাকালের মহাকালের কোলে এসে। रामकृष्ण भगवान विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान
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 यो लोकानुग्रहकरणार्थं
यो लोकानुग्रहकरणार्थं
यो लोकानुग्रहकरणार्थं
यो लोकानुग्रहकरणार्थं
जन्म स्वीकृतवान्
यो लोकानुग्रहकरणार्थं जन्म स्वीकृतवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान्
यः सर्वेषां योगपथानां
यः सर्वेषां योगपथानाम्
ऐक्यं दर्शितवान्
यः सर्वेषां योगपथानाम् ऐक्यं दर्शितवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान्
यस्वकलत्रे मातरि च श्री
यस्वकलत्रे मातरि च श्री
यस्वकलत्रे मातरि च श्री काळीमीक्षितवान्
यस्वकलत्रे मातरि च श्री काळीमीक्षितवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान्
यो वेदा सरलैर्वचनैः
यो वेदार्थं सरले वचनैः
पामरसुगमितवान्
यो वेदार्थं सरले वचनैः
पामरसुगमितवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान्
रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान्
यश्च विवेकानन्दमुखेन
यश्च विवेकानन्दमुखेन
ज्ञानं कारितवान्
यश्च विवेकानन्दमुखेन ज्ञानं कारितवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान्
योऽन्तर्यामी सकलैर्वचनैः
योऽन्तर्यामी सकलैर्वचनैः
योऽन्तर्यामी सकलजनानां
योऽन्तर्यामी सकलजनानां
हृदये संस्थितवान्
योऽन्तर्यामी सकलजनानां हृदये संस्थितवान् विजयते
रामकृष्ण भगवान्
रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण भगवान् रामकृष्ण भगवान् विजयते रामकृष्ण
हेलो छोटू देखिए चलो రెండు ఒకటి ఆరు 216 पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण राम कृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण राम कृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण राम कृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण राम कृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
నీదు దివ్య చరణములే నమ్మితి మయ్యా కరుణించి కాపాడు కాళిపోత్ర
నీదు దివ్య చరణములే నమ్మితి మయ్యా కరుణించి కాపాడు కాళిపోత్ర
పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామ కృష్ణ
పాహి రామ దయానిధే పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామ కృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస
वेद वेदान्तरूप रामकृष्ण प्रेमरूप प्रेमानन्द परमहंस
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 पाहि राम
पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
सर्वदेव देवीरूप रामकृष्ण सर्वमत समन्वय 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 परमहंस पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
चंद्रमणि क्षुदिराम दिव्यपुत्र करुणिंచి మమ్మేలు దీనమందారా
చంద్రమణి క్షుదిరామ దివ్యపుత్ర కరుణించి మమ్మేలు దీనమందారా
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
पाहि राम पाहि कृष्ण रामकृष्ण पाहि मां दयानिधे परमहंस
నీదు దివ్య చరణములే నమ్మితి మయ్యా కరుణించి కాపాడు కాళిపుత్ర
నీదు దివ్య చరణములే నమ్మితి మయ్యా కరుణించి కాపాడు కాళిపుత్ర పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస వేద వేదాంత రూప రామకృష్ణ ప్రేమ రూప ప్రేమానంద పరమహంస వేద వేదాంత రూప రామకృష్ణ ప్రేమ రూప ప్రేమానంద పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస సర్వదేవ దేవి రూప రామకృష్ణ సర్వమత సమన్వయ పరమహంస సర్వదేవ దేవి రూప రామకృష్ణ సర్వమత సమన్వయ పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస చంద్రమణి క్షుదిరామ దివ్యపుత్ర కరుణించి మమ్మేలు దీనమందార చంద్రమణి క్షుదిరామ దివ్యపుత్ర కరుణించి మమ్మేలు దీనమందార పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే పరమహంస పాహి రామ పాహి కృష్ణ రామకృష్ణ పాహి మాం దయానిధే
పరమహంస.
Coming Wednesday, 31st August, Vinayak Chavati. On this occasion, special worship and bhajans to Lord Ganesha will be from 7 p.m. onwards. On that day, Aaratrikam will be at 6:30 p.m. All the devotees can participate in this program and obtain the grace of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. వచ్చే బుధవారం ఆగస్టు 31వ తేదీ వినాయక చవితి సందర్భంగా ఆ రోజు సాయంత్రం 7 గంటల నుండి 8 గంటల వరకు గణేష్ భగవానునికి విశేష పూజ భజనలు నిర్వహించబడతాయి. ఈ సందర్భంగా ఆ రోజు సాయంత్రం ఆరాధికం 6:30 నిర్వహించబడుతుంది. భక్తులు ఎక్కువ సంఖ్యలో ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్గొని భగవాన్ శ్రీరామకృష్ణుల కృపకు పాత్రలు కావాల్సిందిగా విజ్ఞప్తి. Now, after Jayakaram to Holy Trio, Revered Adhyaksha Maharaj will meet the devotees in the temple basement hall. Devotees can offer pranams and obtain the blessings of Revered Maharaj. ఇప్పుడు మూర్తిత్రయానికి జయ జయధ్వానాలు చెప్పిన తర్వాత పూజ్య అధ్యక్ష మహారాజ్ దేవాలయం దిగువ హాల్లో సమావేశమవుతారు. భక్తులు ప్రణామాలు అర్పించి ఆశీస్సులు పొందవచ్చు.
जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की जय. जय श्री शारदा माई की
जय.
जय स्वामी विवेकानंद महाराज जी की
जय.
जय.